Fast horses, slow wins. Some cavalry just don't deliver. Okay, riders, welcome back to the battlefield. We love our cavalry marches, but what if some legendary is not actually keeping up with the rest of the cavalry? I'll show you why Forondil and Teodore underperform and who to replace them for the top damage. Now, people know me, I'm mage main. I don't do many cavalry, but lately I actually start using my cavalry. Boy oh boy, I start using my cavalry. I have this bad boy level 5. I have Sword Blade level 5. And I have Spring Blade level 2. So slowly, at least I'm going to make my cavalry something like 5-1-1-1. At least my what was his name? Yeah. Emrys is close to be awakened. Bakshi needs still 2 skills and is going to be awakened. But yeah, I'm going to focus over Urak and other heroes. But something that I noticed, because I have some of the heroes already leveled up, and this is Forondil and Teodore. As you can see, for Teodore I have like 5-2-1-1, and for Forondil it's like 5-4-4-1. So why I'm actually making this video, the reason is the gold chest. In the gold chest you can pick whatever you like from generation 2. So since we're not talking over generation 1 anymore, since I think Bakshi Emrys is extremely solid, extremely valuable, and they proved themselves for a very long time, right now we're having, you know, Forondil and what was his name? Teodore. Yes, Teodore. So the first thing you can actually start doing is actually checking out the skills of these heroes. Now, I can say for Teodore, he's having one extremely good massive skill that is going to help the rest of the cavalry, but that's all. Here we're having this HP reduction 30%, deals damage to the target and inflict bruise. HP minus 20% for 3 seconds, but he have to hit first. I have to point out this thing. 1.4k is just not that much, not gonna lie, it's just not that much compared to the rest of the cavalry. Even Emrys is doing like 1.5. Come on guys, I mean, this thing is very low. The only thing I see here is HP reduction. Maybe it's going to be nice to be used as a garrison, maybe in the rally. This hero is actually a garrison, so we're going to have one useless spell, I mean, for the open field, and this is going to be the garrison one. But even that, some of the best performing heroes are still having some useless skill for open field, like Goresh for example, having this thing for the rally, like Lilia for example, having the peacekeeping. You get the idea. I mean, some of the heroes are very solid, but it's having one stupid spell with them. So yeah, the next one is defense. March speed can go to 10%. This is more for synchronization. The march speed, the cavalry defense can go up to 30%. I don't know, I mean, this is nice, but the cavalry should strike and kill faster, so I prefer here to be more attack. And some march speed, which is fitting nicely. This one is useless for open field, and here are the things that make the Teodore completely useless if it's not with Forondil. And this is each time the Legion inflict the buff effect on the enemy via hero skill, it get blah blah blah. It's only this thing what he's actually affecting. Now, from other side, you know, Forondil is not like this. Forondil spells is like 1.2k, which is extremely low. This cowardice, by the way, is very nice. I think it's a very nice, because, you know, cowardice to all normal attacks is going to miss for 3 seconds, which is again very, very nice. On top of that, defense penetration 10 seconds, which is aggressive one, and I think is very nice. Here we're having, depending on commander or deputy, most likely it's going to be deputy, hero skill damage do, if it's deputy with, for example, with Teodore. And yeah, Legion attack bonus entering the battle is going to be 40% and reduce it by 5% every 20 seconds. I think you're going to be permanently have 40 seconds, because you're going to go out of the battle, enter in the battle, and 20 seconds is just way too much time in form of a reduction. So this is actually the spells that those heroes are having, and compared to the rest of the cavalry, I don't think these spells can be even compared to the rest of the cavalry. I mean, from what I see from the fights, I put in the hospital like 500,000 cavalry trying to test my cavalry, and this one is actually having level 5 because I was using Urak and my Urak is level 32. I mean, this one is level 3. It's not even level 5, and he was here with Tobbin was doing better from Teodore with Bertrand in form of damage because, you know, level 32 compared to the levels like 59 and 57, they're going to have more troops. Okay, they're going to have more troops. And from PvP, I even boost my Grumara like 15 levels yesterday by fighting. So yeah, now I know this is a generation 2 heroes, but you know, if you want to use cavalry, maybe Urak and Tobbin is going to fit perfectly well. You can also use Bakshi with Emrys, depending how many legions you want to build. Also, we're seeing some builds with the Skogo, with the March Town Tree. On top of that, with this artifact, Fetter of something. Just want to point the artifact is Fetter of something. Where is this artifact? Yeah, this thing here. It's giving 37 Springbird Fetter, 37 Legion March speed, and also is boosting the March speed and the troops around him. So this one is going to be fit perfectly well with some infantry, mostly with Skogo because she's having mobility town tree. But at the end of the day, any other cavalry combo is going to be better. But if you're cavalry main, most likely you're going to use these heroes because you don't have other options. Now I see some crazy gameplays. For example, people are using Kniko, people are using Kinara. Obviously it's physical damage, which apply perfectly well for the cavalry, but you know, you're losing from these bonuses. I mean, it's a marksman. I mean, marksman physical attack, marksman defense, and etc. I think also with Kinara I saw some stuffs that target damage do reduction 15%. Here you have 20% chance to defense break and blah blah blah. People become extremely innovative in form of building their cavalry legions, not gonna lie. But still, these legions, Teodore and Forondil, is going to be better from this random Frankenstein that people are building from time to time. And the reports I actually did and I get yesterday was showing red stuffs. Now again, right now I don't have the reports because just finishing. I mean, yeah, I don't have the reports right now, but maybe I'm going to try to gather some reports. But you can guys test it for yourself and see just the numbers that are there. And I speak with some other people, which, you know, I was like maybe thinking maybe the reports are not that good because is it from the gear, I mean pets and artifacts. But I speak with some cavalry players, one of the best one, and yeah, even still maxed, they are the least performing legions that they're having in their roster. So yeah, when I tested by myself, I just realized I'm wasting key artifacts and seasonal tokens. Because, you know, if you go in the wrong direction from point of artifacts, it's just going to cost so much. Same for the pets. Obviously, you can change these pets to other legions, also the artifacts. But I think so far Call of Dragons give us like three artifacts that are very, very friendly to be getted. I mean, both of these two artifacts you can get it for free, and you can get Spring Blade from the Titan Legacy and level up from there. In 5 seasons, you're going to have Spring Blade level 5, which, you know, so it's easy from point of artifacts. Maybe the pets is going to be a bottleneck, but still, just build Urak with Tobbin. They're just doing some AoE. I mean, Urak is doing some AoE, pretty decent AoE to everybody, and you're going to hit some decent reports per fights. Especially if you're striking, going to the battlefield and going back legions, you're going to just start seeing pretty nice reports. But from point of should you actually go awakening Teodore and Forondil, I think people should actually focus on generation on other cavalry, let's say it like this. on other cavalry. Even it can be a Skogo, you know, Skogo with infantry is just going to bring more value to. And having some good legions that is doing pretty decent damage and results, it just cavalry fights is going to become exciting again. And I think this is maybe the main power of the cavalry fights. They're fun to play. But yesterday when, you know, I sent in the hospital, I don't know right now how many cavalry I have, 261 k in the hospital. It was not so fun, not gonna lie, not so fun. So yeah, just wanted to make this video and share my opinion over Forondil and Teodore and why they're just basically the worst performing cavalry in Call of Dragons. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to hit one like, subscribe to this channel. Wish you a great day and see you in the next video.